podcast will be running here every week on the channel. Get to know our players, managers, coaches better. Network channel as well for bringing it all together. Today I have Willys, the lovely tank player of the team. First of all, thank you for joining. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Just chilling, playing rank today. We have off day. Nothing special.
Nice. Have you been winning more, losing more in ranked? How's rank going?
I've been going pretty even. Some losses, some wins here and there. It's going okay.
That's good. Doing better than me. Last time I played ranked, it was just all losses, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll pause. Maybe I'll stop playing for a bit. Uh, but yeah, to bring it, a pretty decent start to OWCS for you guys. I mean, you took First Pro to 5 maps. How are you feeling about that?
I think we played really well. We went into the match thinking like we really want to take at least a map. We want to prove that we are not as much of a underdog as people might think. We really want to prove that we are better than some people think. And I think we did we did well doing that. I think we could have even taken the full series if we had a bit more practice and played more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I got that vibe watching it as well. I was saying to you, I was on another cast for another thing, and then someone mentioned to me that you guys were 1-1. I had it up on the other screen. When you went 2-1, I thought, hold on a minute, like they could actually be First Pro. And I think, yeah, I mean, coming in as a promoted team, like what a great way to start by taking the previous regional champions to map 5. So, great start. Where is it you're playing out of right now? You're from Sweden, right?
Yeah. I live
Yeah.
in northern Sweden. It's
Right.
pretty cold.
Okay. Pretty cold. I can imagine. I mean,
Yep.
when I went to Stockholm, short story, for obviously the World Finals, I got there and my luggage had not arrived. And that's where my winter coat was, and it was snowing. So I was walking through Stockholm with no jacket, and it's snowing. I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm Scottish, but I'm used to rain, not snow. So do you stay where like you kind of grew up? Did you grow up in like northern Sweden?
Yeah. I've been living in northern Sweden, basically the same city since I was born. So
Hmm.
yeah, I've been here my whole life. Played Overwatch my whole life. Pretty enjoyable.
Nice, yeah. It's like a chill life.
Yeah.
I see. I see you've got a keyboard behind you. Do you play the keyboard?
Uh, Not anymore. I used to play, and went into like a piano club when I was a kid. I can
Mm-hmm.
play certain songs of memory, but I've stopped now. I just like it because of the aesthetic, to be honest. It's pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, you've got a good vibe. I see you've got some greenery there in the background as well. You've got a good vibe
Yeah.
going on. Live in the place. Tried playing the keyboard a bit, but I don't know. It's like I've got two left hands. I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
That's,
What's in Sweden? What's the kind of education system like? You know, here it's like primary school, then like high school. Well, what's it like in Sweden?
so there's like, at least, I don't know how to explain it in English, but you have like high school-esque. You have
Mm-hmm.
like, high school is split into two parts. There's the uh, like bottom part from I think
Right.
first to sixth grade, and then there's second part of high school which is like sixth to ninth. I don't know if it's high school or not, but
Mm-hmm.
it's something is called that. And then there's like the part where I'm doing right
Mm-hmm.
now. It's called gymnasium. It's year 10, 11, and 12 of the education system. And then you like choose whether
Right.
you want to continue.
Okay, yeah. So is it up until like 16 then, and then you can choose to stay on or?
No, it's up until 12, and then we can choose for ourselves, like 12th grade.
Oh. Ah, I see. I see. Okay, nice. Um, when you were like growing up, then to dive into like your video game history, like, what kind of were you always playing video games? What was the kind of like first game you played?
The first game I played, I'm pretty sure it's just like either Zelda or Pokemon on like 3DS or
Right.
DS. back in 2010 maybe. And then later I went to a friend's house. He had
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch downloaded, and I really liked it. So I went home, and my dad had a PC at the time. I asked if we can get Overwatch. It cost like $15 at the time. He was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure. And since then, I actually remember the first day I ever played Overwatch on my main PC. It's the 10th of October 2018. Or
Oh
no,
wow, you
no, no,
know the date.
2017 actually. Yeah, yeah, I remember because I got play of the game on Lucio on Lijiang, the first ever game I played.
And that was it. You were hooked after that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was hooked. Genuinely, it was too
uh,
fun.
well, so was that a friend's house you first saw it, and then you knew you wanted to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. What age were
So
you when you first played Overwatch?
10. Yeah, 10. I was 10.
Right. Wow. So you
2017.
yeah, you've been playing it for a while then. Like a lot of your,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, basically your main childhood. Then you've been playing Overwatch.
yeah,
Um, what kind of do you play any other games at the moment, or is Overwatch the main thing?
yeah. I mean, mostly Overwatch. I do play. I guess I play like Pokemon sometimes, Zelda sometimes, just to like, 'cause I have nothing better to do once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, not really right now. I used to play Valorant and CS a bit, but that was
Yeah.
only with like friends. Nothing really like as serious as Overwatch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good time to be playing Overwatch. There's a lot of hype around it. It kind of feels like we might be re-entering some sort of golden age of the game. So it is a good time. With Stadium, like for me, they used to get into a loop of like I'm not very good at the game. Shocker. That's why I talk about the game and cast the game. So sometimes like I'll play the game, I'll not do well, then I'll get upset and I'll go play another chill game. Stadium has fixed that for me. Like I'll just go play Stadium chill, and then when I'm done, go play normal. Have you played much Stadium yourself?
Uh, I didn't really have time to be honest. I was
Yeah.
kind of a player that I don't even like playing like custom games if they have the wrong like HP settings. I don't know. I I don't know. I didn't want to play because it was too close to WCS. So I really wanted to try to
Yeah.
improve as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So I
You say
usually
you're
avoid
better.
like fun game modes.
Right, because it could even mess with like some muscle memory or something as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
exactly,
they have
exactly.
different health pools. Yeah, that makes sense. You mentioned you're busy, but what is the schedule right now? Like, what are the scrim blocks
Uh,
looking like?
so usually it's like mostly double block every day, and then some days there's single block. So maybe like if I were to guess, would be last week maybe was four double blocks, 4 days of the
Hmm.
week, and then the other three was like maybe single block, and like one day is official. So it's
Right.
quite pretty
Yeah.
stacked, I think.
Yeah, that is a pretty stacked schedule. And then you still find time to play it outside of scrims as well and ranked.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I mean, yeah. Obviously, that's going to take up most of your time. I mean, you're now promoted in OWCS. You're at the top level, so I guess there isn't too much room to like be chilling on Stadium like me or whatever.
Oh.
Talking about chilling though, I watched a video recently uploaded by Panda. It sounded like there was a lot of shenanigans going on during the skipping scrims period. Is that the kind of vibe that that kind of team had a lot of the time?
To be honest, actually not. It was at least
All
maybe
right,
when this video was made, it was super chill. But I later parts of SSS were actually like crazy try hard, to be honest. But
right,
well, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like pretty balanced between like we want to win and we want to have fun at the same time.
right. Okay, so that wasn't the usual. That was kind of like mostly the more
Yeah,
hype
it was like
shenanigan.
yeah, exactly. Like the happens once a scrim, you start losing, someone makes a joke, and then everyone laughs because we're all a bit annoyed. So that's
Right.
that's mostly where that came from.
Okay, but for the rest of it, you guys were locked in, very focused team.
Yeah, yeah. At least
What is
I
it
think so.
what is it you think makes a good like team for Overwatch?
So I think one of the most important things is you need to have players that don't have a big ego. You need to have players that are willing to play as a team and taking coaching so you can actually play as a team. Like I think some teams, I'm not gonna name any names because I can't actually think of any, but some teams might have players that are good, but they want to play for their own style. So there's like a
Mm.
disconnect between like some players of the team, and that makes the team worse, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like ego gets in the way, and they're not very like coachable, for example.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, Outside of like the organized games, how much do you ever stack with teammates on ranked or anything like that?
Once in a while. To be honest, not that much. It's been a while. I remember I queued with Natsuki at one point. We played Monkey Ana Mir or Monkey Ana duo,
Mm-hmm.
but besides that, uh, it's been a while. Usually I'm the one solo queuing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really queue that much rank, to be honest. It's like I started queuing the past 2 days, and the rest of the season I barely played because I'm just focusing on the scrims and like taking notes
Yeah.
and doing some coaching here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you spend so much time with those teammates anyway. Like, I don't know if
Yeah, yeah.
playing ranked with them would really do much more as well. Um, I was kind of like having a glance at the Wikipedia, and the furthest back team that it mentions you playing for is a team called Altera Nightshade during the Zotac Cup Community Tournament. That was back in like 2021. Was that a team you were playing on for long? Was it just for that tournament? What was that like?
Yes, yes. I played on that team for I think a year or maybe even a year and a half. I don't remember,
Mm.
but that team was actually pretty good from what I remember. I remember we were playing Open Division back in I don't know 2021 or maybe 2020. I don't remember. It's not on the
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia at least. But we were playing. We went 2-2 against a team that eventually, or we lost 3-2 against a team that eventually ended up getting top seven. So I think that team was pretty good. It was more like uh, it wasn't as serious because I mean we had pretty old players. I was like 14, so
Yeah.
uh, it was like just have fun and see if you can make something work.
Mm. Well, it sounds like you kind of made it work with that kind of mix of players there.
Yeah, yeah, it was really fun.
Mm-hmm. Uh, do you remember your first ever scrim that you had for Overwatch?
Yes, 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 yes. I do. Okay, so I don't remember what age I was, maybe 13 or 14, but I had a friend over, an IRL friend, sitting
Mm-hmm.
in my bed watching, like my bed's next to me, watching me play Overwatch, and I was trying for that Alternate Nightshade team. I was like diamond at the time. I ran it down on Hog, on Nepal, and yeah, I mean that scrim was I don't remember anything about it, but it was very funny at least.
Yeah, that is funny. And you had a spectator as well, someone in your room while you were
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So we every time like I'll make a mistake or something, he would just look at me. And he was a friend, by the way, that I saw playing Overwatch for the first time. So
Oh,
yeah.
so like you first watched him play the game, and now he's watching you like scrim and essentially start your career as a player for Overwatch. So
I guess in a sense, yeah.
yeah, well, time's a flat circle. Everything comes around. Uh, yeah, were you for that scrim? Were you nervous about the scrim?
No, I actually maybe a bit, but I remember like
Mm.
I mean, judging by the fact that I ran it down on Hog, I don't know how serious that was. So I
I
probably
was
was at
gonna
the
say.
time. I mean, I remember I don't know, we probably had people 20 something, so
Hmm.
probably a bit, yeah. Bit of stress. People just sounding like I remember at 14, I think I sounded like I was 5, so I'm shocked they even let me trial.
I'm sure. I'm sure most of us sounded like that when we were that age, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is like a fairly young age to like be in scrims. But obviously, what's most important is your coachability, like how you actually play the game. Of course, even if you are running it down on Hog, on the pal. I don't remember what the meta was at that point, but I don't. Was it because there
I
was
don't
a
remember.
Zarya Hog meta at one point, but I don't think
Yeah, 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 but
2021.
maybe it actually was a Sorry Hog because I do remember we played Sorry Hog, but that was also because we had a Sorry Hog player, so I don't
Right.
know. But it was something with Hog or just like double shield probably. I don't remember at what
Mm-hmm.
time.
And since that first scrim, like throughout like the times as a player, what have been your like main like heroes, like your kind of staple heroes, or are you more of a flexible player?
It's been, I mean, I've been seen as a Diva one trick in Overwatch 1, peaking top
Mm,
5. And then in Overwatch 2, I started expanding. I mean, I was good on Sigma as well. Diva Sig were my best heroes in Overwatch 1. And then, like in Overwatch 2, I've tried to play every tank. My biggest weakness is probably Monkey, but it's like whatever. You have to learn him at some point, so I'm just waiting for the opportunity. So yeah, it's probably Diva Sig.
yeah, yeah. I think it was Diva and Ram in the last match there against VP, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember we were saying that he could see you like being known for Diva. So I think that kind of like having that history with the character definitely helped there. Um, what
Yeah.
is it like as a tank player at the highest level, where one of your weaker heroes is Winston, who tends to be a very popular character?
So I actually am a hard believer that if you're a good team of Monkey, you should beat everyone, but there just
Mm-hmm.
isn't any EU teams like that yet. So it isn't that bad for EU, but I think if you're in Korea and you're not a Monkey player, you're gonna struggle really bad. So
Yeah.
for me at least, I think I can make it work in EU with Diva, Ram, whatever, the off tanks and like some of the main tanks. But like Monkey
Mm-hmm.
is a different game, like in my mind. If you're a good team that can play Monkey, then you're a good team in Overwatch as well.
Mm-hmm. And you're definitely right about like the regional differences, because EU hasn't always leaned towards kind of more monkey or more dive, where like especially Korea, like they are really good
Yeah.
at that style. And then when you see like the stage finals or the world finals, that kind of difference you really start to see a lot. So you can definitely see that. Uh, what was it that kind of made you decide to try and get into organized play and to try and scrim?
Uh, I mean, I was a kid. I wasn't that athletic, so I was like, I might as well play some
Mm.
game and see if I can make it work. I played Overwatch. And I mean, honestly, the main thing was probably when the Overwatch League came out. Oh my god, I loved the Overwatch League, the early seasons. Like Poco, my favorite player, Elivotes, like all these players, they
Mm-hmm.
really made me want to like improve and actually become like them. Just seeing them win and become happy, like when a team wins and they all stand up from their chairs, like cheering. It's like a sport, just like when you watch football or soccer, or whatever.
Yeah.
Same sport, but yeah, it's just fun to see like people win and kind of want to. It's like an idol, like Super. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
really inspiring, seeing how we could play and content create at the same time.
Yeah.
Really made me want to try to do the same.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, that first season of OWL was special. Like, I wasn't really into more of the competitive stuff at that point for the game, but I remember watching it, and that was the only season where I decided I had a favorite team and they actually won, because I decided, London Spitfire, that's my team. I love watching Profit. I just love the team, and then they actually won it, and it feels it's a sport, right? Because like I felt such like admiration for these players, and they actually won. It just felt good. So yeah, I think Overwatch League is a kind of north star for a lot of people for where they kind of began essentially. Um, you're so yeah, you're around like 14ish around that time. You're 17 now, right?
Yeah, I'm 17 right now. That's right.
Yeah. So in both real life and esports, it basically means the world is yours for the taking. You've got your like whole life ahead of you. Since your first scrim to now, has this journey went as you thought it would?
Uh, I don't know. Probably no. I probably thought I would like. I was a bit. I thought I would become better in Overwatch 2 faster, but because of the age
Mm-hmm.
limit, I was just stuck forever. I was on Super Shy. We
Yeah.
were gonna play versus TM in this one Odysseus game, but I wasn't allowed to play. And then I had to go back to Expert, start over, win Expert, then go to Masters like now with Quick Esports, and you're just waiting. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty disappointing. I couldn't join contenders either because it was like perfectly in between. Like I become good enough to become contenders, and then contenders just stops being a thing. So now I'll have to wait
Yeah.
again.
Oh, I kind of know how that part feels because I was just about like getting into like casting, like at that contenders level, and then contenders disappears. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that age limit is kind of annoying because that's something outside of your control. You said you kind of went down to expert, so it kind of forced almost a reset in a way, right?
yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like even if it was a reset, like it really wasn't like you're. If you actually try to improve, like over time, at least for me, I maybe wasn't as good as I was as I'm now when I was on Super Shy. I think it did help me that I got to like go down and see, like start over and like think through how I see the game, see if I can keep improving.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like it kind of grew your perspective as well,
Yeah,
and how you play the game. Yeah, I mean that's a good way to take it because I think a lot of people might get overly cynical about that kind of stuff, but when you put energy into not letting it get to you, I think that's when magic can happen, and clearly it has. I mean, you've fought back up the Masters Division, promoted back into OWCS, and you're here now. No age limit can get in the way.
my
Um,
God.
Thank God, yeah. I actually did see a tweet that you reposted from KP not that long ago. It was Willis made more money today as a 17-year-old than the
Oh,
majority
oh
of
my
tier
God.
3 scene
I
after
remember that
years.
tweet. No, that's rage bait. That's so rage bait to tweet that. I just retweeted it because
I,
it's funny.
I did think that. I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's something to say. Um, but no, clearly you're making a name for yourself now, and being in OWCS, people are going to see the effort that you've been putting in. Uh, for you, how does it feel being an OWCS player?
Uh, I don't know. It's like what I've always. I mean, not what I've always wanted to be, but like at
Mm-hmm.
least I'm climbing somewhere. I'm actually like improving. I think. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and just like getting somewhere. Like at some point, you want to see the fruit of your results, like the actual, I guess,
Mm.
point of it all. And at least being in OWCS is a first step, you know. So I'm pretty happy
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Absolutely. I mean, like the effort you put in, actually seeing the rewards. Like like you said, the fruits of your labor. Yeah, and
Oh yeah, that's
uh,
that's the quote. I don't even know what that was about.
no, and it must feel good, but also I imagine the competitive part of you. It's like it's still not over yet. There's still more to do. I can imagine. Obviously, everything about this esports thing is a risk for everyone involved. At the moment, you mentioned. So, are you still in study at the moment? Do you have like plans for further study, or are you all in with
Uh,
Overwatch?
I haven't thought about it. I mean, I have thought about it, of course, but I haven't
Uh
like
huh.
decided on anything. Right now, I'm studying. It's called technology, but it's just computer science.
Mm-hmm.
Sweden. I'm second year, and next year is my last, and then I suppose I'll just figure out what I do after then. Maybe I'll keep studying. If I do good in Overwatch, I'll probably play Overwatch, stream, try to build some sort of content creator side. I've started streaming the past 2 days. Not that much, but it's a beginning, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned earlier looking up to Super and how he was able to be a player, be a content creator. So is that going to be more of what you look to potentially do yourself?
Uh, Maybe in the long term. I think right now, I just want to be as good at Overwatch as I can possibly be, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually, like if I lose the passion for the game, then hopefully I have something to fall back to, you know, as a fail safe, become a content creator,
Mm-hmm.
just play games. Kind of this, if you've seen the jokes about Tree, the player, saying he doesn't want a 9 to 5, I kind of feel like him right now. I don't want a 9 to 5. So hoping I can uh, get out of the matrix, as some would say, and become a content creator.
Yes.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, escape the rat race, avoid the office 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. In terms of doing that, what sets you apart from others? What is it about
Mm.
you that you feel has brought you this far?
Uh, I mean, I've been playing for so long, like even if people don't know, but I I think one of the things I really want to like be clear at is I think I can coach a team pretty well and I can lead pretty well. Like in terms of the macro, I always want to win on the macro. I
Hmm.
like when players pop off and like your DPS make a play or whatever and you win. But that's not winning in my mind. That's being lucky. Like I really think as a player, my biggest asset is my macro and
Hmm.
how I we play as a team and approach the game.
Yeah, that's such a tank player's perspective as well, isn't it? Viewing it from that macro,
Yeah, yeah,
strategic point of view. Yeah, because obviously when you're like doing VOD reviews and stuff, if you have that top-down view, you get that grasp of like the macro movements and rotations, and so is that
yeah,
always been more of the kind of side of the game that you prefer to dive into then?
yeah. Yeah. To be honest, yeah. I think
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was like 13. Okay, don't laugh at this, but like when I was 13, I remember I thought of the game as being like chess. That's like so cringe now that I think about it. But like,
Okay.
I'm gonna say it anyway, just because it's funny. But
Uh huh.
in a sense, it kind of is. Like, if you play the right moves as a team, you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
an advantage, and if you do it enough times, become consistent, you're gonna win more games. Just not becoming like lenient with how you play and being like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's whatever, you know. Like when you lose a fight plan or when you lose a fight because you played the macro wrong and then you just ignore it, you're not
Mm-hmm.
improving. You're just ignoring the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially going to win the match if you view it as chess and your opponent views it as checkers, right?
Yeah.
to
I mean,
play
don't say it
into
like
it.
that. That makes it sound so emo, so edgy, like whatever. But at least that's what I think.
Fair enough. Fair enough. In terms of like the Face of Masters games, I got to cover quite a few of the Master games and the promotion games. In Masters, for you guys, it wasn't always super clean. There were some games that you dropped, the winners' finals, for example. What do you think were like the main struggles and learning moments for yourself and the team during that period?
As a team, like in the beginning, we didn't like. I don't want to say it like this, but you aren't really trying. Like some teams, they scrim, they go to the scrim, they play the match. If they lose, they win. They don't really care. And we
Mm-hmm.
kind of did it like we didn't do it like that, but at least to a certain extent, I think we weren't trying as hard as we are now. We weren't like putting notes, making VODs, and like actually putting in the effort to look at our mistakes and improve. And
Mm-hmm.
at least now, like at the end of Masters Division, we really started. At least I really started to like ramp it up and try to, yeah, and the team as well started to make notes and try to coach and improve. Because if we don't improve, I mean, what's the point to going to OWCS? We're just gonna get kicked out, right? So that's like
Mm-hmm.
my biggest mindset that we just changed gears. We started trying more and putting in
Yeah.
the effort to actually improve.
Right. So it kind of sounds like you were thinking into the future as well, like not just getting into LBCS, but having the correct mindset to be there and to stay there, and not end up needing to fight for relegation again.
Relegation, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. When you kind of put more thought into it in the Masters division, do you remember if there was any like specific teams that you saw as like main competition that were going to potentially give you some issues?
Yeah, there were two teams. So it was TA and Frosttails. We thought
Hmm.
Frosttails was the best team in Masters, but after I mean, actually they were probably the hardest competition. But after we beat TA, uh, like it was TA and Frosttails is what I'm trying to say, and
Right.
we managed to overcome it by just improving. Like we lost the first time in playoffs, I don't know, semifinals, upper bracket, but then
Hmm.
we pull it back because we actually look at the game and try to improve our mistakes.
Yeah, you could tell that in the scoreline as well, because in the semis you got beat 3-1, but in the grand final you beat 4-1. So like you completely flipped it around. So whatever you guys had done to kind of figure it out definitely worked. That's for sure. Um,
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about that is like even imagine like that was 1 week difference of us actually putting in the work and making notes and improving.
hmm
It's really like insane how big of a difference a team can be when they put in the work to improve and make notes and look through the game together and improve as a team,
Hmm.
uh, versus when they just ignore it.
Yeah, I think you can see that in the play. I mean, I've had it so many times where I'm casting a game, even if it's not a top tier team, you can tell when a team's just not in it, and the other team is
Yeah.
like trying. Even if like one side's mechanically better, you can just feel it in how they're playing. So it definitely like translates across. Which let's talk about the game yesterday then. Was it yesterday? Or Sunday? I forget.
Two
Time
days
flies.
ago.
So I was watching it back, and at the start of the Virtus Pro game, Uber, meaning no disrespect by it, kind of was saying, it'd be a nice first game for VP, ease themselves into it, get used to Einsnome as their tank. But once like the game actually got properly started, I heard X say, pointed out that yourselves, a team from the promotion games, were taking the previous regional champions to their brink. What, yeah, what was the mindset going into this match against VP? You mentioned you were just looking to take one map, but did you guys feel beforehand you could beat them?
Um, so initially, at least as a team, we wanted to show that we could actually perform at like above a relegation, get 3-0 stomped levels of performance,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we did it pretty well. But after first map, I don't know, like first round, we played almost perfect in my opinion. Like farming Kitsu first fight, then winning of that. It was so good first round, and then we in the next 2 rounds. So that's like
Right.
classic relegation team mistake there. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, uh, it was super winnable, and then they uh, pick circuit. Uh, we are fairly good at circuit, and they play the sig comp. It's like whatever. I'm not a believer in sig. We beat sig
Right.
all the time. So the sig double flex, I'm not a fan. So we win. Uh, very close. I int first point defense extremely hard and get rambled
Mm.
forced, but we win narrowly. And then
Mm-hmm.
next map, New York City. Oh wait, yeah, New York City. They map
Yeah,
picked me.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. And then we played the Rushmere, and in the Rushmere, it just felt like they weren't locked in. Like they were really underestimating us as a team. And then it was like, oh, now we can actually win because they're not even trying at this point. They're just underestimating
Mm-hmm.
us. And then yeah, we lost it then of course. So they locked in.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I think perhaps you got them to stop underestimating you. Like they
Yeah, exactly.
kind of realized, like, okay, these guys, they're not just some scrubs who have somehow promoted into WCS. They kind of actually realized, okay, we need to put in a wee bit more effort. And the next game's against Ultimates as well, and that's another top three team from last regional stage. So this is a start that's really going to test you guys as a team, and I think so far, I would say, well done. I mean, taking it to map
Thank
five
you, thank
against
you.
Virtus Pro, definitely you could feel you could have beat them, and based off of how you guys have improved in Masters in terms of like being beaten by a team, then coming back and beating them, I think I've got all the like the confidence in the world that you could repeat and beat them. Um,
Yeah, I'm hoping the same. We'll see. I think uh, I'm not gonna leak anything, but I'm hoping we can bring it through.
yeah, yeah, no leaks. We won't leak anything. No strat leakage today.
Yeah, of
Obviously,
course.
obviously, everyone in OWCS will be in some way a challenge. Where do you think you're placing? Like in your mind, when you think about the rest of the teams, where do you think you can, if you're playing your best, you can? Do you think you genuinely could win this stage, for example?
Uh, Winning the stage. That's like I want to say we shouldn't really win the stage, and I think
Mm-hmm.
we have a really good meta role right now. Like our players are really good on their counterpart, so we
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of pre-fight picks, and as a result, we win most of the game. But uh, later in the season, I'm not so sure. It might start evening out, and I personally think a realistic placing would be fifth or sixth, but uh, depending on what happens, I don't know. It can go
Hmm.
up or down.
I think it's one of those things as well where if you like the idea of like shooting for the moon, even if you don't hit the
Yeah,
moon, you might get further just based off of having that kind of goal. I heard a quote recently which was, "If your goals don't scare you, your goals are not big enough." And I think it's that kind of idea. I think you guys could be a top three team for sure.
I think
And
so as well. I think it's just like if I want to be completely realistic, that's our goal. But I think
mhm,
by how we played, like if we manage to play that level again, then I'm pretty sure, yeah, we could be a top three team. I think.
absolutely, absolutely. And in terms of yourself, though, like as an individual, there's like roughly because it's not just 5 people per team. There's like a roughly like 50 players in OWCS and you're in that group. You're with the best of the best in the region. Do you compare yourself with these other players, some who have been in it for a while, or are you someone that's more focused on your own improvement?
Uh, I want to say both. Like, I'm kind of a competitor head. Like in my mind, if you want to be like a good tank, specifically tank as well, I think you need to be really good macro wise. Mechanics is like kind of whatever, but like you can get mechanics later. Like I think I have okay mechanics, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say yeah, I do compare myself. Like I really I want to win the counterpart matchup and I want to win the macro like matchup. That way,
Mm-hmm.
like I give the team the best chance of winning. But at the same time, I obviously put like greater value on self improvement.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I mean, taking it from that macro standpoint kind of puts you as a strategist for the team. In terms of like the in the game communications, is that what your role tends to be? Are you more of the kind of the macro shot caller, or is there someone else who does that?
Usually, yeah, I call the fight plans, and then the team will add on. Like some fight plan you might have is like bait them in, play for overclock, and then
Mm-hmm.
you want to have your hit scan call. Okay, I'm gonna play right side, and he'll
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll ask, can you call when they walk? I'm calling, yeah, I can. And then you have a
Yeah.
great fight plan. You have the space, you have the timing, and you have the target. So
Mm-hmm.
usually, yeah, I try to make the fight plans, and ever since Master Division, I've tried to make players call and dip as well as giving suggestions like how we should call and
Mm-hmm.
how we should like manage our fight plans in the best way. And I think we are pretty good
Mm-hmm.
at having fight plans.
Nice. I was thinking when you were like talking about the kind of the way that you communicate. I remember seeing once. It was like a kind of flow chart where it was you do like the fight ends and then it's like obviously ultimate tracking and then you do shot calling and then yeah you're right where like people add on because you create the foundation with your kind of sh- shot call with your like okay bait them in for overclock and then the pillars are built by the rest of the team as they kind of communicate
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they want to do.
exactly. Like I personally think this is the best way to call. Like hot take. Some people might disagree, but this way, like it gives the players it almost makes them better at the game because they understand best when they should use an ult, and when they call
Mm-hmm.
that or when they like add on to the fight plan, they just become better players in general. And I really think it's helped us so far.
Definitely. I know comparing scrims I play in to yours, very different worlds. But in my like lowly diamond scrims, I very much the same mindset as yourself, where you kind of create the game plan and then everyone else kind of runs it. The one thing I hate the most is someone telling me when to use my ultimate. Like I will admit that can frustrate me. I have a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good mental, but like that can get to me. Um, but again, different worlds. I mean, I peak like I think Masters 4 is the highest I've scrimmed. Um, I think. So that's why I cast because I get to
okay.
cover much better players. um, we've talked a bit about the stage. There's obviously the longer look this year is towards the World's Finals. It's going to be in Stockholm, Sweden again. For yourself, what would it mean to you if you yourself ended up on the stage in Stockholm at the World's Finals this year?
I mean, I was there last year. I was watching the finals from the seating,
Mm-hmm.
and personally, it would be like, I don't know, like it would mean the world to me because it would show that like as a player, I deserve to be on stage. I become good enough, and I'm really hoping like if we play good enough, or if I just keep improving, I can eventually reach that level. And even
Mm-hmm.
if I don't, I think I'm still on a pretty good road to improving and becoming better.
Absolutely. And I think with the mindset I can tell that you have and the way you view the game, like, I think genuinely there's no ceiling for you. If you keep this mindset up and keep going, I think genuinely the world is yours for the taking. That's for sure.
We'll see, we'll see. As long as I don't get, forced to play monkey, then it might be code red. But we'll see.
Code red.
I'll have to learn monkey. I can always bring it out. I have the
Mm-hmm.
macro, I think, to play him, but it's just I don't have the mechanics yet.
Mm. Well, I'll be keeping my eyes out if you ever bring out the monkey in an official game.
Don't do that.
Uh,
Don't keep your eyes on that.
okay, I'll look away.
Look
That's
away.
fine. I'll look away.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
But I mean that's about everything that I wanted to talk to you about today. So I don't have any further questions. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to talk about?
Uh, to be honest, I thought you were gonna ask which teams I thought would get top three or something.
Okay, yeah. But what's your opinion on that? What are your like top three teams right now?
Okay, okay, I'm just gonna answer my own question here. So I think I think it's gonna be if it's not us, I think it's gonna be Virtus Pro 1. I think they're gonna make the return. I think Smash is gonna
Hmm.
uh scream at his players and lock in. He's gonna make them focus. He's very good at
Right.
making them focus. And then I'm betting on Alcacia. I think they've always been really good next to Virtus Pro.
Hmm.
And then third place is really 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 tough. I think I'm a believer that it's gonna be TM. I think it's gonna be TM. I'm not a
Mm.
believer in TU yet. I think they're good, but them losing to the Malgamir and SSG also losing, or not Malgamir, them losing against Mauga as Monkey, then SSG also losing versus Mauga. If they don't
Yeah.
figure out how to counter it, then it might cause problems. Because I know TM likes playing Mauga.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Obviously, they landed third place last stage in region. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean they're your next matchup. So there's your chance to kind of prove kind of what you're saying, where you're not too sure about
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. I hope so. Hope so.
And if you beat them, you never know. Maybe quicker in that top three spot. You know, genuinely. But thank you for sitting down and chatting with me. I'll let you get back to your busy schedule preparing for OWCS games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
uh,
It was very fun.
and yeah, it was great. I'd love to chat more as well, maybe even off camera. Because I like the mindset that you have. Definitely competitively focused, that's for sure.
Thank you.
But thank you everyone else, everyone who's watching, whether you're watching on Twitch or if we're doing a VOD, I'm not really sure. Every week we're going to have a new player or manager or coach, and it'll be in YouTube and it'll be on Spotify. I'm being told. Hey, look at that! I can listen to myself on the way to work. And thank you for Westy for running production, and again to our sponsors GamerPad, Network Specialist, and Humo as well. But that is us for tonight. Don't forget to laugh loud and love yourself, folks. Good night.
Thank you guys for watching.